speaker is Daniel Jablonski.
My name is Daniel Jablonski. Thank you, Council, for the opportunity today. Denver is the one county in the entire state of Colorado that doesn't allow citizens to exercise their constitutionally inherited right to bear arms without the responsibility of holding a state licensed CHP. With this privilege comes the requirement of a state certified class teaching the do's and don'ts of self-defense and the legalities of the use of lethal force in the state of Colorado. Some of the criteria which classifies outside of the boundaries of legal self-defense are enticement, malicious intent, and homicide. An example of enticement could be perceived as stalking a group of protesters, aggressively confronting them, saying things like, "All I want is for one of you to touch me. I wish one of you were tough enough to step up. I smell explicit. Mace me, come up to me and mace me." Malicious intent could be perceived as purposefully enticing someone into violence by harassment, assault, public slander of one's character, conspiracy, coercion, or celebration after invoking violence on a victim. An example of malicious intent could be perceived as screaming, "One less explicit white supremacist," immediately after a man is shot in the head, or stalking a group of peaceful protesters, attempting to entice them into violence while filming them. Homicide could be perceived as a knowingly negligent individual acting as a fraudulent armed public or private security servant, bypassing all techniques of de-escalation, which are taught in Colorado state certified CHP classes and professional security and law enforcement academies, and shooting a man in the head. What happened to Lee Keltner on the afternoon of October 10th, 2020, should for no reason be pursued by the Denver DA as anything other than a homicide. As someone who has worked as private security and currently works directly with private armed security forces, watching an imposter of the outfit escape accountability and judgment from his peers is disgusting, and it's dangerous to the city of Denver. What part of the situation, the aforementioned situation, can the DA excuse as acceptable or tolerable behavior for the inhabitants of her jurisdiction? Members of the council, I emphatically urge you to use your voice to convince Ms. McCann to reconsider her stance of dropping charges against Mr. Dolloff and putting his case before a jury of his peers. Dropping charges against Dolloff in the killing of Mr. Keltner would be a grave mistake, and it will forever haunt the city.